right after the 3.0 update was announced by Nintendo, I made a video going over everything you should do to prepare yourself. Things like getting bells, clearing out your dock, raising your island rating. But I've been thinking, what are some things that you should not do before the 3.0 update drops on January the 15th? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in this video, things you should avoid doing before the update drops to have the best experience. I also have to give a big shout out to Flaws, who created the how not to prepare for the 3.0 update video that inspired this one. Definitely go check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. So leave a like if you're ready for some advice, tips and tricks for the 3.0 update and things that you should not do before it launches, and let's jump straight into the video. Now, the first item on this list is going to be, don't restart your island before 3.0 drops. Something that a lot of people have been discussing and pondering about within the comment sections of these videos. Now, a lot of people have been restarting their Animal Crossing islands in preparation for the 3.0 update to drop, and I totally understand this. It's a very exciting time to get back into the game. However, you might want to hold off on this if you haven't done it already. For a start, when the update drops in January, we will effectively get the ability to create multiple islands without losing any of the progress on our main island. Provided you are able to access the Slumber Islands, you can have up to 3 separate islands and customize them however you want, which is a huge feature that I'm honestly so excited about. This is really useful because it means finally we won't have to lose all of our hard-earned progress around the island just to be able to start afresh. You know, aside from completely flattening our islands anyways, which can be pretty demotivating to many players. But even if you aren't interested in the Slumber Islands, then if you restart your island before 3.0 drops, it's entirely possible that you won't be able to access and enjoy all of the new content right away. After all, certain new features will be locked behind island star requirements, which you might not have at that point. Usually, if you want to experience everything new an update has to offer, the best thing to do is to play it on your existing, already established island. And this has been true for pretty much every Animal Crossing update we've seen over the years. Now, of course, I understand that for many people, they're not too bothered about that and they just want to feel the excitement of starting over fresh again, so I totally understand why people would want to restart. But I do think there is a lot to consider before you make the decision. For example, are you the type of person who easily gets demotivated when creating new islands? Because at the point of me making this video, we still have just under 2 months until the update drops. So it's worth considering whether you'll feel demotivated by the time the update actually arrives, and you won't have made enough progress to really enjoy the new content. Or you might have simply burnt yourself out by playing the game too much before the new content arrives. I know so many people who have started up a new island just to get demotivated incredibly quickly, and with new content on the horizon, it definitely would feel like a bad time to do that. Of course, I know on the flip side that plenty of people restart and absolutely love it and have a great time, so I know this advice doesn't apply to every single player. After all, everyone is different. But I think it is worth considering what type of player you are and how you experience the game before you make such a big decision. I know lots of people see others restarting their islands and it feels super tempting to want to do it yourself, but ultimately it's your island and you need to make the decision that is going to be best for you. To keep the game exciting and fresh before the update drops, I'm simply doing things like redecorating small parts of my island and collecting more resources and items for my catalog as well, so I feel like there's plenty you can do before 3.0 drops without restarting. My next piece of advice for something that you should not do before 3.0 drops is do everything before the update actually arrives. One of the most exciting new features we're getting with this update is Resetti. He gives us the ability to instantly clear out massive sections of our island, including those pesky flowers, bushes, and trees, saving a ton of time and doing something that for many players can be very demotivating. Whilst it might be tempting to jump into the excitement of Animal Crossing again and want to do all of this yourself, as well as go around and do a ton of builds and completely change up your island, I definitely think it's a good idea to leave some things for the new update too. For example, don't clear out all of those flowers on your island yet, let Resetti do it when the new update drops, otherwise he'll have basically no purpose. I feel like it'll be so much more satisfying to do this when the update comes out, rather than doing it manually yourself now whilst we don't have the ability to clear things out. The same with completely changing up your island and making tons of new builds. Why not save some of that for when we get brand new items that you can enjoy and work with, as well as the improved terraforming features that we're getting as well. And things like bulk crafting and crafting using the materials in your storage, which will save you a ton of time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't play the game before the update drops. I've been playing the game and I have been doing designs around my island, but I'm not changing up literally everything, and I'm sort of moderating how much I do play because I want to have a lot to be excited about and have a ton to work on when the new update comes out. Now I understand for some people, they might want to work on their island so it actually looks nice and such before 3.0 comes out, so they can experience the new content with an island they feel happy with, and I totally understand that. So I'm not saying don't do that, but what I am saying is it might be a good idea to wait to do some things for the 3.0 update so that you have some exciting new ways to enjoy the new features which will be coming to the game. I also want to say, don't feel pressured to get a Nintendo Switch 2 just to play the update. I've seen a lot of people debating about this, and whilst I do think that if you want the Nintendo Switch 2 and you're excited about the console, you should consider getting it, I don't want anyone to feel like they absolutely have to have it to enjoy the update. In fact, Nintendo themselves has literally made it so all of the most exciting new content is available for both original Nintendo Switch users as well as Switch 2. So whilst there are some really cool upgrades coming to the Switch 2 version, if you're not able to get a Switch 2 yet, you don't feel like you're in the financial position, or perhaps there just aren't the games you want to play at this point, don't feel that pressure that you have to get it just to be able to enjoy the update. Like I said, Nintendo has made it so that everyone can enjoy the 3.0 update, whether they are a Switch user or a Switch 2 user, which I think is fantastic. After all, they have specifically said they still want to continue supporting the original Nintendo Switch, and this is just a way of doing that. I do really think the upgrades that are coming to Nintendo Switch 2 for Animal Crossing New Horizons are pretty good, and I especially like things like the new megaphone item. So if you've been on the fence about getting a Nintendo Switch 2 for a long time, and there are other games coming out that you just can't wait to play that are exclusive for Switch 2, you know, things like Pokopia and such, and of course the next Animal Crossing game whenever that happens, why not? I definitely think it could be a good upgrade. But just remember, you can enjoy the update on the original Nintendo Switch as well, and still have a ton of fun with it, as the bulk of the new update content will be there for all of us. So that's some of my advice on things that I think you should not do before the update drops. Ultimately though, it's completely up to you. You can do whatever you want with your game. The most important thing is that you're happy with your experience. But either way, I hope you found my advice useful. Let me know some of the things you are doing and not doing before the 3.0 update drops in January down in the comment section. If you made it to the end, be sure to comment Bob's Gang so I know that you did. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications for more Animal Crossing content. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. If you want to help support my content and get rewarded for doing so, consider clicking the join button below or the link in the description to become a channel member.